Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in. As promised, I'm going to do two little videos to demonstrate how you should press your suit, jacket and trousers. So we'll start with the trousers. Now of course, fully under pressing a garment is done by the tailors. Most of us are just literally pressing up the suits that we've been wearing, okay? Apart from the obvious, you lose the crease down the front, especially if you've been caught in the rain. Secondly, it's not too bad on this because it's heavy tweed, but you get a lot of creases in this area, around the fork and around the seat, and also behind the knee, alright? So, we should have a nice rolled up piece of cloth, towel for a little bit of padding, good sturdy table, and a nice sleeve board, alright? A little bit of canvas we've got here, or cotton, or even a tea towel does to keep the heat off, and my rolled up hand towel brush as well. Now then, first thing you want to do is you want to sort of clean the trousers up, get the creases out before you start putting anything in them. And this is where your sleeve board is fantastic because you can get this really problematic area there. Okay? And you can take all of those creases out really easily. Tailors often have a block of wood for knocking out the steam, but to be honest, I use my hand. We're not sissies here at English Cut, okay? You can't see on the video, I know you can't, but there's all these creases around here, alright? So you can put the iron right in. This is a heavy flannelled worsted, so with the foot that's on that iron we don't have any shine issues. Should it be especially a navy, then you want to be pressing like that, alright, to avoid the shine. But I've been a bit of a cheapskate here and I'm using a good cloth. So take it out at the front, turn it around, slide it down the leg, and you can do exactly the same on the back part around the seat, alright? Take that out there. The thing is, when you use an ironing board or those trouser presses, you can get not a bad crease down the front, but the only problem is it's all of these creases here that are actually more unsightly. And this gives them a lovely clean feel if they're all pressed nicely. I always, as well, just press the seat seam nice and flat, which you can open up really nicely on this board. As you can imagine, trying to do this on an ironing board would be impossible. The trousers would be falling off all over the place, it's too thick. Right, so we can just flatten that so it's nice and comfortable to wear. Now then, should you have, heaven forbid, put tram lines in your trousers, which we all know what they are, they're just the double lines where you've not put the creases in properly, the best thing to do is to take them out. These have no tram lines. You certainly wouldn't expect them to, but I'm going to take them out anyway, just to show you. So you get the trousers flat like that, and then you can clean up any mistakes that have been done. Again, on a table it's easy because you can put your weight into it, lots of steam, and nothing's falling around anywhere, alright? Do the same on this leg. Now this is to get your crease in exactly the right place. It's worth turning it over. It's not bad on these trousers because again they're quite heavy, which is typical of an English cut pair of trousers really. But these bad creases that you can get there behind the knee, press them out flat, but do not press over the edges. Okay, we don't want crease lines in there. I'm going to do that one. Okay, now then, we've got basically a clean pair of trousers, but there's no creases in them. If you fold them, and use your board again, ideally, if your trousers have a stripe in them, if they have pleats here, the pleat should fold right between the stripe if they're being cut properly. And of course, these being English cut trousers, have of course been cut properly. So those seams should go on top of one another, and then when it's folded your crease should come right between the design. So first things first, you fix the bottom. Okay. You fix the bottom on that one. It's a bit like Blue Peter, this one I've done earlier. UK readers will understand what I mean when I talk about Blue Peter. Right, get your two bottoms, put them together. The trousers are hanging but obviously quite shapeless there. Get hold of your pleats nice and neat. This is where the sturdy table and the padded cloth works really well. Alright, there's nothing falling off the back, it's just sitting there. You fold that out of the way. The bottom should be on, and the seams up to the knee should also be on top of one another, which should correspond, if you have a stripe, only if you have a stripe or a check, with that seam running right in between those two stripes, which it does. Okay? And then you gently just push things back out the way at the moment. You concentrate on that being straight. Alright? Again, use your cloth if it's a shiny material. And put your iron on, and put steam into it, but don't drag it because you'll stretch it. I'm using weight to get the fundamentals of that crease in. I can put the nose of the iron right into the pleat. So I'm using weight of my body in the flat iron. Okay, now then, once we fix that in, we can start to take the steam off and use the heat of the iron to really crisp that up. And we can very carefully move around, but again, don't drag it. When I actually move the iron, I'm lifting it off. Alright? So we're baking. We're getting rid of all the steam, so the steam doesn't soften and take the creases out. But obviously we're not going to hold it on there long enough to burn our trousers. Then the backs, okay, or the undersides of course, shape those away. If you have prominent calves and you're very skillful, you can stretch this area. But for most people, just getting a nice flat crisp trouser is enough. Here you have to literally feel the run of the trousers. Get a nice continual shape up there. Now then, you can spend a lot of time doing that, but obviously I can't have this video run forever. You can see what I'm doing. Sharp and crisp, got all the steam out of it, flat, clean, lovely. Okay, you see how it's starting to take shape. Pressing is a bit of an unusual thing. It's we're always very busy and it takes time, but if you have the time to do it, it's actually very, very rewarding. Okay, so we're doing the same here. We're matching our run right through that crease, just worrying about the front edge. The undersides we're just leaving be at the moment. These are super, these machines with a generator, and they make all the difference. Because you can control the speed, up, down, whatever you want to do. Not particularly expensive. Now then, let's shape those trousers back here. Lots of steaming, shrinking behind the knee. Again, just put your hand in there and shape that material with steam as it runs up. You'll often get a little bit of surplus around here, around the fork, but that's because of the fit of the trousers, and you can't shrink everything away. Alright. Okay. So, we've basically put the basic creases in the trousers. What I like to do is then lay that on there, and with a dry iron, just smooth the other side. Just Just crisp it up. No steam there or you'll undo all your hard work. Turn it over. Do the same again. Now then, we're almost there. We have trousers that are looking pretty nice and clean in the legs, alright? But at the top they're all a bit untidy and not going anywhere. This is where the sleeve board will really help again. Now then, I like to get my little hand towel, put it across the sleeve board, put your trousers up where the pleats are, making sure everything is flat and clean. Pull your pleat into shape, okay? Lay it down nicely on there, and your second pleat if you have them. Now then, you can set those pleats beautifully and do around the fly area. Alright, so look how nice that pleat is sitting in there now. Alright, so do the same on that one. It's like everything, once you've done it a few times you'll know exactly what you want to achieve. Because there's always a little bit of fullness comes in with the pressing lengthways, but you shrink that out and it makes your pleats fold in nicely. Alright, so I don't know how well it'll show up in the video, but you can see that the pleats are starting to fall in really nicely into the creases and they look fabulous when they're on. Then what I like to do, you often get creases around, you can take your towel off there, literally work around the tops of your trousers, which is an area where you have not pressed. Okay, just do the side there, the part of the seat, being careful of course not to undo what you've just done. Come round there. Sure it's nice and clean. And you can see the sleeve board is a very simple device, but my god, it makes life a heck of a lot easier. Alright, so your trousers, when we're finished, should be all completely clean. Your pleats should be nicely set, should be nice and crisp, and then as you go around the trousers, there should be no creases in them. Alright, nice and clean. Hang them up, obviously put your seams together, and there you go. Preferably let them cool off for 20 minutes before you wear them, because the heat and the moisture that will be in there, you don't want to spoil it, you want it to crispen up. So I hope that made life a little bit easier for you. Next video I shall do will be for a jacket, and everybody will think you have brand new clothes on every day. Alright, thank you, bye bye.